look back in life and think, if only I knew what I know now, life would be so much easier. Why did I stress about that? That happens a lot when you look back, especially in your early days in your career or starting something new. I have so many examples. Ones that might be a little strange or different than you typically hear of things I wish I knew when I was starting my career in tech. Things I know now and I look back and think, oh Tiff, why would you do that? Or why would you think this way? Or why didn't you do this? Those are big ones too. And today I'm going to share with you exactly what those top 5 things are. This is for Tiff in the past watching this, or even currently, how I navigate situations now, learning from a lot of my failures when I was first starting out in tech. So whether you are someone who's starting out your career or maybe you're more senior, this is still relevant to you because, well, it's a lot of mistakes I made and hopefully you don't have to go through them as well. All right, let's get in. Well, before we get into it, hit the subscribe button for more tech, coding, future tech, stay up to date with all things tech related content. All right, now let's get into it. All right, let's have a seat for some of this. Let's get into it. First thing that took me so long in my career, looking back that I wish I would have known sooner, is no one knows as much as you think they do. Now, let me explain. It's not as simple as what you think it is. When I first started my career in tech, I thought these senior individuals, especially developers, they know everything. They don't Google anything. They are geniuses. Yes, they knew more than me, but in reality, they didn't know everything. Not only that, but as I have progressed throughout my career, I realized that doesn't just apply to people you're working directly with, senior people you're working with. It applies to everyone on this planet. No one knows as much as you think they do. And it's not to say that everyone's trying to put up a front. Well, I mean, sometimes that is the case, but the reality is we put these people who have these senior titles or even C-suite titles on these pedestals, thinking they got there because they are so smart, they worked their way up. And yes, those are times where there is cases where that is a situation. A lot of times, I'm not taking away credibility for that, but honestly, what I have learned is as much as there is that, it's more so a lot of people have gotten to where they are because they have a little bit of delusion. They have a little bit of, hey, if they can do that, why can't I? And I'm not saying delusion in a bad way. I'm saying it as, I think we all need a little bit of delusion in our lives in order to overcome a lot of these big feats. For example, if you're looking to, grow your career to the next level, whether you're a junior starting to become a senior, or maybe you're looking to become a VP or a C-suite level individual, you need a little bit of delusion in you being like, well, if they can do it, I can do it, without having to overthink things, overanalyze things, because that is when you get stuck in your tracks and you don't take the leap. You have to believe in yourself. Even if at times, honestly, you shouldn't believe in yourself, meaning maybe you need more skills or more experience, you have to be your biggest cheerleader. And I know that sounds kind of cheesy, but I've seen this firsthand. There are so many C-suite individuals or people in senior positions, and I asked for their story, and over again, it's the same thing where it's someone took a chance on me, I put myself out there. It's not I checked off these 10 boxes and I followed all the things I should do. It's more so about they decided that this is where they want to be and they can be in those roles. That's the main thing. So have a little bit of delusion, and also remember, no one knows as much as you think they do. Everyone uses Google, or I guess now ChatGPT. Okay, another thing that I wish I would have started doing or really known about when I was first starting out, this is a tough one and this still affects me today, is knowing your worth. It is so easy to feel like when an opportunity is presented to you and it looks really great that you need to take it. You gotta be crazy to not take it. But if you feel something in your gut telling you this isn't right, yes, maybe worth doesn't have to always equate to money. Maybe it's a lot of money, but there's something off here. Or it's a great opportunity, but they aren't compensating you properly for a freelancing role, consulting role, whatever the situation is, or a full-time job. Take a step back. Picture yourself in 5 years. If you take this opportunity that you have this weird feeling about, is it really worth it? Is it going to get you to where you need to be? Because if they don't value you in whatever way, it's not going to help you get to the next stage or even grow in that stage, that opportunity you take. That is something I really struggled with early on. I remember I would not negotiate. I've heard people say they've never negotiated when they are job hunting, which is wild to me. No one ever will give you their best offer right up front. They are expecting you to negotiate. They're expecting you to ask for more than what are they putting forward. And if you don't do yourself a service and negotiate, you are really letting yourself down, your future self, because fast forward to months or even a year ahead, you're going to be miserable and you're going to resent working for these people because you know you're underpaid. This can come in many forms. Once again, maybe it's you're being paid properly, but the structure of other things are weird. Know your value because there are so many opportunities out there. And I know in this economy, it can be hard to, or it feels like, Tiff, that's easier said than done, but don't let that affect your decision making because great things are still out there and they will come your way. Know your value. This is a big one. It's something I still get caught up on. I've passed some amazing opportunities by because I felt like they were taking advantage of me in one way or the other, whether it be financially or the structure was weird. And I'm so happy I did because right after that or soon after that, it seems like something amazing comes. Know your value, always, always negotiate. I've learned one thing, and this is hard to do, but why not? Like, this is what I used to think when I was negotiating, especially in jobs. I used to think, oh, if I push back and ask for more, they're gonna tell me to screw off, basically. No one will do that. That's a good company. As long as you do it in a respectful and proper way, you're negotiating. If they can't meet that, they'll either come back and say, no, we can't meet it. It's, we have to do what we're saying we're doing. Or they'll say, we can't do that, but we can do a bit more. No one's ever gonna tell you to screw off. And once again, if they do, it's because they suck as a company and you don't wanna work there anyways. Negotiate. Leave in the comments, do you negotiate or not? Because if you do not negotiate, please start, because I guarantee you will get more than you think. I was very passionate about that one. There's a lot of passion in these because I know the pain they can cause if you don't do these things, and I've been there. Coming in at number 3 is about ego. If you've been someone who's working in your career for a while, you're really advanced in what you're building or learning, do not think that people who are more junior than you or just starting out don't know more than you. And obviously they probably don't know more than you in many aspects, but there is something you can learn from everyone, including people who are just starting out. It is my biggest pet peeve if I see someone who is really successful or has worked for quite many years and they're just talking down to someone or not asking them about themselves or questions as to how they learn or what they're focused on. It just really bothers me. If you let go of your ego and you recognize that we're all just people wandering around this world trying to figure it out, doing the best we can for a limited amount of time. I know that sounds kind of hippy-dippy, but honestly, when you just realize that we're all just humans trying to figure it out, and you can learn something from their experiences just as much they can learn from you, is so enlightening, and I think sometimes can form the best partnerships or collaborations, whether it be in teamwork or maybe you're mentoring someone. Ask them questions, because make them feel valued too. I don't know, I hope that one made sense. That one's a very important one. Let go of the ego. Okay, number 4 is a major one. This used to keep me up at night. This is, don't try and pre-plan your entire career. I used to think I had it all figured out. I was going to go to a coding boot camp, get a job, work at a big tech company, grow my career, become a CEO of this tech company, this Google, whatever. I didn't think Google, but you know what I mean. And that was my career. I had it all figured out. Now I run my own tech company. Did I think that was going to happen 2 years ago? Absolutely not. Did I think at all I'd be going in this direction? Not one bit. And that's the reality. If you look back on your life and look back on even the last 2 years, how much has changed? Where were you 2 years ago? Now, you can't even imagine where you're going to be 2 years from now because it's so different. Time goes really quickly, but with that, a lot of change can occur. The most important thing, rather than trying to pre-plan your entire career, is staying open to new opportunities and also continuing to learn. One thing you'll see a lot too, if you're looking to grow your career is, aside from very specialized roles such as CTO or CMO, but even those roles, a lot of times these individuals have held various positions. They've maybe gone from software engineer to solutions architect, sales engineer, they've held different roles. They haven't stayed in the same role, which is different, more senior titles, their entire careers. That's not to say that there isn't cases like that, but overall, the more experienced and well-rounded you can be throughout your career will set you up better to be these leaders at the top, if you will. And that is something I wish I knew earlier on, because I thought, Tiff, you're a developer, you are going to become senior developer, team lead developer, senior developer, whatever it is, and become CTO, and that's great. But you never know what the future will hold. And the beauty is, just because you switch roles doesn't mean you lose certain skills. That's really important to keep in mind too. And I think, especially as developers or technical people who are watching this, we think, oh, if we go into a different role, we're going to lose our skills. That is up to you to decide. If you go into a role that is less technical, make sure to build on the side. Carve out time throughout your week on work schedule to do so, even 1 to 2 hours a week, because those are skills that are still very important. Coming in at number 5. Number 5. If you're still with me, leave me a heart in the comments and I'll heart you back. And let me know what other topics you want. This is a very candid video and I hope these tips that I'm sharing with you resonate with you, because they're literally coming from my heart to yours, genuinely hoping they can help you grow. Because I know how amazing of a community we have and how wonderful you all are and talented and brilliant that you can do whatever you put your mind to. Number 5, which I see so many people doing, is waiting for perfection. Do not get messy, be messy, break things, ask questions. Stop waiting for perfection, because it will never come, and it's okay to put yourself out there. So often I hear people say, well, when I get better, I'll apply for that job, or when I get more followers, or when I get more time. It's never going to happen. You have to make it happen for yourself. And the faster that you can start building, I'm not just talking technically building, I'm talking building soft skills, technical skills, whatever you're looking to develop or grow, the quicker you will learn, because you'll fail faster and then you can keep on growing faster. That's something I see so often too, especially even with I'll speak to myself, starting Takeoff, the company, my tech company that I'm working on. I was paralyzed this summer for a long time thinking, oh, well, when it gets to this many members or when I do this, I'm like, no, start building now, start failing quickly, because that's the only way you can get ahead and learn. And when it comes to more technical things, don't be afraid to ask your peers or people around you silly questions or questions that you deem silly. It's the only way you can learn. No one wants to be on a team with someone who they think is working hard on something, on a feature or a project, but in reality they're stressing and Googling, and they can't figure out what they're supposed to be doing or can't solve this problem, and then they waste a day or two. It's just so pointless. So remember to not take yourself so seriously and just start asking questions, start failing. Fail a lot, like a lot. I failed so many times, and I hope I fail so much more, because I know that's the only way I will properly learn to succeed so much more. Okay, I think we covered it all. I hope that really helps some of you who are watching this. I genuinely think that these are things that if I would have known, not only just known earlier, I'm like going off camera because I'm like slumping so much now. I wish I would have not only known earlier, but actually taken action on earlier. That's the other thing. You can listen to this video, you can soak it up, but if you're not actually taking action on these, they're useless as well. Take action and believe in yourself. I sometimes in the morning think of the version of myself that I want to be. And maybe that sounds, I guess I'm doing a lot of cheesy things in this video, but I do. I think, okay, she's very strong, she's smart, she's, this and that, she's a leader. That is how I'm going to show up today. I'm not going to show up as someone who's meek and gets pushed around and is timid. Like, that's how I have to believe in myself. And I believe in all of you. This really turned into quite the ceremony here. I don't know what you will, but anyways, I do believe in all of you. You all are amazing. Take these tips and action on them. All right, leave any questions or feedback you have in the comments, and I'll see you all soon.